Imagine a road stretching through vast, beautiful wilderness, yet carrying a horrifying secret. For decades, this remote highway in British Columbia has been the silent witness to a chilling wave of disappearances, leaving families shattered and a nation haunted. What truly happened to the dozens of women who vanished without a trace along what's now known as the Highway of Tears? In the heart of northern British Columbia lies Highway 16, a desolate, winding road cutting through some of Canada's most beautiful, yet isolated terrain. For locals, it's a lifeline between small towns and distant communities. But for decades, this same stretch of asphalt has carried another name, one whispered with fear and sorrow: the Highway of Tears. Since the late 1960s, dozens of women, most of them young, most of them Indigenous, have vanished along this 724-kilometer corridor. Some were last seen hitchhiking to school. Others disappeared walking home from a friend's house. Many were never seen again. Each case a missing face. Each mile a memory soaked in grief. No one knows exactly how many lives this road has claimed. But the pain it left behind stretches farther than the highway itself. To understand the Highway of Tears, you have to hear the names and remember the faces. Take Ramona Wilson, 16 years old, last seen in 1994 near Smithers. She was walking to meet friends. Her body was found nearly a year later, hidden in the woods. Or Ayala Saracogger, just 14, last seen in Prince George in 2006. She was found days later, her life stolen before it had barely begun. Each of them was someone's daughter, someone's friend, someone who should have made it home. Their families waited first with hope, then with heartbreak. For many, that wait has never ended. They became voices calling out through time, echoes of a silence that refuses to fade. When the first disappearances began, few connected the dots. Different towns, different years, different files. But for families, the pattern was clear. Young Indigenous women. The same road. The same silence. As the years passed, the investigations fell into shadow. Not for lack of tragedy, but for lack of trust. Indigenous communities had long carried a deep wound. A history of being ignored, dismissed, or blamed. When their daughters vanished, that silence deepened. Leads went cold. Files went missing. Some families were told their loved ones had simply run away. Fear took root. Rumors spread of a predator or several stalking the highway. The phrase Highway of Tears became both a warning and a memorial. The RCMP formed Project Epiyene, a special task force investigating the disappearances. For a time, hope returned. But the truth stayed buried, lost under decades of evidence, silence, and systemic neglect. Was it one killer or many? Some investigators believe multiple predators exploited the isolation of this highway. Others say the real killer was something larger. A system that left these women unseen, unprotected, unheard. Over the years, suspects emerged. Truck drivers, transients, known offenders. But with so little forensic evidence, nothing ever held. Each new theory only deepened the question: how could so many vanish? And so little be known? For decades, families stood in the rain, holding candles and photos. They weren't just asking who took their daughters. They were asking why no one listened. Searches delayed. Evidence ignored. Cases forgotten. It wasn't only the killers who took their lives. It was also the silence that followed. In 2016, the National Inquiry into Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls confirmed what families had said for years: that this was not random. It was a pattern, rooted in neglect, racism, and history. The inquiry called it what it was: a national tragedy, a genocide of indifference. At sunrise, Highway 16 looks peaceful. The forests glisten, the mountains glow, and for a moment, the sorrow feels far away. But for the family still waiting, the silence remains. There are mothers who still leave a porch light on, brothers who still drive that road, searching for signs, communities who still whisper the names of those taken too soon. Yet there is light, because the world has begun to listen. Every time their names are spoken, the highway loses a little more of its darkness. The highway of tears remains unsolved, but it is no longer unseen, because remembering is its own form of justice. The highway of tears remains one of Canada's darkest mysteries, a road haunted not by ghosts, but by the silence of justice still waiting to be heard. If you believe their stories deserve to be remembered, help us keep their voices alive. Subscribe to CaseCrypt Vault, where every mystery, every shadow, and every unanswered question finds a place to be heard once more.